First tonight at 6, we are following non-stop action downtown Atlanta. The first of former President Trump's 18 co-defendants turning themselves in at the Fulton County Jail earlier today. They are attorney John Eastman and bail bondsman Scott Hall. Meanwhile, attorneys for the other defendants have been really busy today negotiating. Today, a judge granted bond for 5 of them. The amounts range from $50,000 to $100,000.
So there's no slowing down as we wait for this Thursday. That's actually when former President Trump says he will surrender. We have teams staked out at the jail and the courthouse to bring you the latest developments. But we're going to start with our Doug Richards, who has more on the 2 defendants booked today.
Yes, one of the defendants, an attorney for Donald Trump, showed up here at the Fulton County Jail and actually made a point of coming out and talking to the sizable number of reporters and photographers here on Rice Street outside of the jail to loudly proclaim his innocence. John Eastman rode in with veteran Atlanta attorney David Wolf, then made his way into the Fulton County Jail, where he got booked and released on bond. The Fulton indictment says that Eastman hatched the legal theory that Trump's followers used to try to get then Vice President Mike Pence to overturn the Electoral College vote in Georgia and other purple states, giving the election to Trump. Eastman says it wasn't a crime, but rather an exercise of his and really anybody's legal rights under the U.S. Constitution.
I'm here today to surrender to an indictment that should never have been brought. It represents a crossing of the Rubicon for our country, implicating the fundamental First Amendment right to petition the government for redress of grievances.
Another co-defendant, Scott Hall, turned himself in but stayed clear of our camera. The indictment says Hall was behind a Trump-backed scheme in Coffee County, Georgia, to illegally scan secure election equipment software the day after the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. So that makes 2 out of the 19 co-defendants who have turned themselves in so far, giving us another 3 days to look for the additional folks, all due in between now and Friday. Live at the Fulton County Jail, Doug Richards, 11 Alive News.
I'm Joe Ripley here outside the Fulton County Jail, where we expect former President Trump to turn himself in to authorities. Security will be at an all-time high. The Fulton County Sheriff's Office tells us that this entire area will be under a hard lockdown. The Sheriff's Office would not detail its plan, but Ray Moore, a retired Secret Service agent, expects major roads and interstates to shut down. Marta says routes 1 and 26 will be rerouted on Thursday when Trump is expected to arrive. Moore says the FBI and GBI are currently gathering intelligence, looking online, and assessing any threats that might come with a visit by the former president.
He will then go into the jail where there will be clean halls. You won't see prisoners walking around, inmates walking around, not even sheriff department employees walking around who do not have an actual role in his processing.
Moore says Trump's arrival, booking, and processing should last about an hour. It's an event that will once again place Fulton County and Georgia in the national spotlight. In Fulton County, Joe Ripley, 11 Alive News.
All right, Faith, as you know, all the defendants have until Friday at noon to turn themselves in. And today, some of their attorneys have been in and out of the DA's office trying to finalize that process.
That's right. It's been a busy day at the courthouse. So 11 Alive's Bobeth Yates live at the courthouse for us. So, Bobeth, what have you seen so far today?
Well, Faith, I saw attorneys for David Schaefer. That's the recent chairman of the Georgia Republican Party. And in addition to that, attorneys for Georgia Senator Sean Still. Now, they spend time here at the DA's office trying to negotiate the terms at which their clients will turn themselves in.
$10,000 signature bond. So it's good.
One by one, attorneys for co-defendants indicted in the Georgia 2020 election RICO case exited the Fulton County Courthouse after negotiating bond agreements for their clients. Among them, those representing former Trump attorney Jenna Ellis and Trump ally and attorney Robert Shealy. And attorney Tom Beaver was optimistic for his client Sean Still. The first-term senator is charged with forgery and criminal intent to file false documents in connection with the 2020 Georgia election case.
The process went well. I appreciate the courtesies from the DA's office. We'll go ahead and make arrangements for my client to turn himself in.
And attorney Craig Gillum, who represents former Georgia Senator David Schaefer, says the process was quick and easy.
$75,000. That was basically it. Very low key, very professional. Everyone was very congenial.
Now, so far, 10 of the 19 defendants indicted in this case have come to the district attorney's office to actually negotiate the terms of their client's bond. We expect more attorneys to be visiting the courthouse in the next coming days, and of course, we will be out here for them as they arrive. Bobeth Yates, 11 Alive News.
All right, Bobeth, great job out there. Thanks so much for bringing us that update. Well, tonight, Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis is facing a new pushback from Georgia Republicans over the election indictment. Why some lawmakers are looking to a new commission to punish the DA. That's coming up in less than 10 minutes.